All right, everybody, welcome here to Bloomington Buddies, where two buddies talk about all things sports. We are back in the video booth after some major complications.
Yes, sir.
But we are back on the video, so you guys, I know this is a sad day for you. You guys actually have to look at us again. But we do have a really good show planned for you guys today. There's so much to talk about. We are gonna have we're gonna have a little bit longer than the audio only, a little bit shorter than our normal video podcast. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we are going to hop right into it.
We beat Purdue.
Yes, I knew that would be the first thing we talked about. We swept Purdue in all three, beat them in men's basketball, beat them in women's basketball, and we beat them in wrestling. So you know what, Purdue? You may have beat us in football, but guess what? 3-1 is better than 1-3.
Okay, I know the big development was I gonna acquire tickets. And I did.
I did acquire. Stupid amount for them.
I did acquire the tickets. My buddy actually cut me a break because he was just scalping tickets. And he
don't say his name.
And he had two. His name's also Jack.
He's calling you out, Jackson. Okay.
Here we go. No, so he had two left over. So he gave one to me and one to my buddy Johnny, who is a Purdue fan that goes here. And the game was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. Packed to the brim. You could feel the energy like as soon as you walked in. And I know I was there for the North Carolina game, and it got loud as hell in there. Like the loudest it was for the UNC game was when Trey Galloway had that like fast break dunk that capped off like a 10-0 run. It was louder when Trace won the tip against Zach Edey. I'm not even kidding. It was louder when Trace won the tip. As for the actual game, IU comes out and just swinging out of the game.
Really bad. We are 21-10.
Swinging out of the game. They were doing everything right.
Their defense is the best I've seen all year at the beginning. They were like ridiculous.
Their defense played really well, and what Purdue was doing is they were subbing Zach Edey on and off a bunch, and I didn't like that. I was like, Purdue fans weren't going to like that because they had no rhythm. They had no rhythm on offense.
Well, you also had to realize he got what 2 fouls in the first quarter or in the first half and like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, but
you can't have a foul.
They had no rhythm, and so IU just takes it to him. Trace is doing his thing. Galloway hit some threes. Hood Schifino
was like
floor general, goat. And so they're up 15 at half. But I'm like, okay, this is the number one team in the country. They're not going to go away without a fight. And I'm like, Johnny goes, Zach Edey better have a monster second half.
Well, let's just be honest. This is a classic IU move. We always, no matter what sport it is, we almost always play one really good half, and then we also play one absolutely shitty half.
So they come out of the half, and the Beanstalk immediately just goes on like an 8-0 run by himself.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
By himself. He is the best player in college basketball because he just tall. Blah, blah. No, he runs the floor well for a big man. He's great on defense. He knows last year he was just a foul machine. He knows how to defend better without fouling. He didn't foul out in this game. He has a soft touch around the rim. He passes really well. Zach Edey is the best player in college basketball. And if you say anyone else, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Well, actually, right now, Trace is actually getting ready to overtake him for Player of the Year.
So Trace is second for National Player of the Year voting. I think Zach Edey is a better player because he had to carry that team because nobody around him gave him any help. And, I mean, Fletcher Lawyer had 12, but no one else got into double digits. Braden Smith was horrible, 4 points on 1 of 8 shooting, and he turned the ball over. So eventually Purdue starts calling back, and with 2 minutes to go, it is a 1-point game. So, final 2 minutes. They give it in. Of course, they had to. So, Race Thompson, I've been screaming, has been playing horribly all year. They should not play him.
Shout out Race Thompson. We saw him yesterday. We purposely avoided him.
We did see him.
We literally walked right by him.
We did see him going into the women's game, which we will talk about.
Correction. I saw him, and then I turned to you and go, wait a second. Was that Race? I knew it was. I did a double take just to make sure that I didn't have to take a picture.
You know what? I don't need a picture with him.
He is by far.
I actually already have a picture with him at a football game, and he just looks like he does not give a shit.
But no, literally, we were making a joke. We were like, if he was like,
He wouldn't start. For
He
the
wouldn't even
women's
start
team.
for the women's team.
I will say though,
Like,
he played a great game against Purdue. He played really well against Purdue.
he played his
got
best game.
fouled, made both free throws. It's a 3-point game.
That's the biggest highlight of his career. He made 2 free throws.
Well, those are the biggest free throws of his career. So he makes both the free throws. It's a 3-point game, and Purdue is coming down. Braden Smith takes it. He goes under the basket. He goes to kick it to the corner, and who else but Race Thompson stays in there, intercepts the pass, and I don't know if y'all watch Trap House Sports or whatever. When someone those the picks, he goes to the defense, and Johnny says that all the time. Like whenever we're watching a game, football, basketball, whenever someone like makes a pass and the guy gets it, he just goes to the defense. And so when he did that, I was screaming to the defense. I was going crazy. So they got a score up 3. So here's what we start doing. We're like, all right, if we win, we're getting on this court. We are not. We're getting on this court if we win. So we start moving down because IU came in and Jimmy, my good friend, was watching the game on TV. He's like, y'all could probably hear me in the stadium screaming, call a timeout. So they call the timeout, and so we start moving down. We're now we were in the last row of the lower bowl. So we start moving down, and we get to like the entrance of the tunnel. And this really old woman who is an usher, we'll talk more about her later, but she's like, hey, just stay here or whatever, it'll be fine. So we're like, okay. So we're all staying. There's like 7 of us that are in like the entrance to the concourse. And so I can't see the actual play, but I can see the Jumbotron. And I see Jalen drive in, up and under, lays it in, 2-possession game. So we're still staying here. And all of a sudden, more people start to come. And so finally, we just said, screw it, and just left this lady and just started moving down. At one point, the whole stairs, all the way to like the top, were full of students trying to storm the court. This lady like walked down with us. I don't know why. Now, okay, people were mad. We'll get to the people that were mad that IU rushed the court. There's this one guy. He looks at me. He goes, I'm 83 fucking years old. I'm getting my ass on that court. And so we're like,
absolute G.
So we're like, okay.
So he got first dibs.
We're up by 5. Zach Edey scores immediately. Okay, it's still a 3-point game.
And Jalen Hutchifino.
But I'm like, here's what I'm like, race. They have race inbounding. I'm like, he's gonna turn it over. He's gonna throw it. He
made the most intelligent play ever. He actually called the freaking timeout.
I'm like, he's gonna throw it to Foster Lawyer and he's gonna hit a 3. He calls it. He couldn't get it in, so he calls a timeout. So they come out of the break. They bring everyone to the front, and then Jalen pivots, completely loses.
He's so quick.
Completely loses Mason Gillis, who, by the way, played horribly. I hate Mason
He actually
Gillis.
played decent in the second half. He played pretty decent.
Okay,
he was getting some good shots.
Jalen turns around.
Oh my God,
and
blown.
is loose, catches it.
Race just
dunks,
nice lob.
Dunks it. We win. And as we're trying to rush the court, this woman that's an usher grabs onto the seat and grabs onto the railing in the middle of the thing. Keep in mind, Johnny is still with me because he's like, I paid for these tickets. I'm rushing the court even though I'm rooting for Purdue. So she straddled like this.
Yeah, bro. Okay, can we talk about how uncomfortable it had to be? He's like the only man on the court that's storming the court with a Purdue jacket on.
Okay, we'll talk about that. So she's grabbing like this. I have my phone out recording, obviously. So I have to hop this railing. So I put my foot up and I get over the railing. But the guy behind Johnny said he pushed him because he was a Purdue fan. He's just trying. No, that did not happen.
No, I actually would not doubt that.
Johnny, and Johnny falls over onto this poor old woman that they have ushering this game. She got up. She was fine. But I was like, why do you have this like 80-year-old woman trying to stop thousands of college students rushing the court? It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So we get down. We start in the court. I got like right in the middle. There's a picture. If you go to like the big shot of everyone on the court, there's a picture of me on top of Johnny's shoulders going like this. I'm actually gonna pull up the picture. Real quick.
Send it to me. I'll put it on the thing because it's gonna be hard to see anyway. And we gotta keep going because we also don't have as much time.
But this is the greatest picture ever taken. That is the greatest picture ever taken. Anyway, we got in the car. Oh my God, everyone was going ape shit. It was so much fun. But what angered me was a lot of people online, oh, they should show more class and not rush the court.
I'm telling you right now, if they beat us in Mackey, they're going to rush the court.
They won't because they're going to be the higher ranked team. But the thing is,
no, but it's still the rival game.
I don't care who you are. if you beat the number 1 ranked team at home, go ahead and rush the court. So people are like, oh, the only schools that can't rush the court are Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Kentucky. If you're Kansas and you beat the number 1 team, rush the fucking court. I don't give a shit. Like, they're college kids. Let them have fun. Like, everyone's like, oh, well, IU was supposed to win, so it's disrespectful. Shut the fuck up. It's just people like Dan Dockich that are just cranky old heads. Like, there were people in, like, the front row that were like, oh, yeah, I can't see the last play because you're trying to rush the court, and you shouldn't rush the court. And it's like shut up. Just shut up. Like, the dude that was 83 that told us he was going to rush the court, I love that dude. That dude's great. But literally, it was so embarrassing how many people were like, oh, like, literally, I was curious. I found a list of criteria you need to rush the court, and IU crossed like every box. Like, it's the number 1 team in the country, and it's our biggest rival. We're getting on the court. Like shut up. But it was great. I had an absolute blast at that game. It is the most fun I've ever had at a sporting event. It was terrific. The best game of the year, and then they came out and they didn't have a hangover game against Rutgers, which is what I was worried about. I was like, they're gonna lose to they might lose to Rutgers,
not at home,
because they did the same thing against Michigan last year. They beat Purdue and then they lost to Michigan at home. But this is a better team, and they did not have a hangover game, and they came out and beat Rutgers. So I was at Assembly Hall in a 6-day span. I was at 3 games at Assembly Hall,
and that's the game that I'm about to talk about.
And the third one,
because this game was
the women's game against Iowa. And
this was
I will
the
let
best
Eddie
game.
take over.
This is by far the best game I've ever been to. I've been to UNC for the men and women. I've been to Ohio State for the women. I've been to lots of women's games this year, and this was by far. I would say I'd be willing to bet that the arena last night was louder than I've ever heard the arena in my life, even against UNC for men's.
It was not louder than
120%.
It was not louder than the Purdue game.
I heard the Purdue chants through the TV, and it was loud, but this was really close.
Eddie, I was at the Purdue game. You don't know how loud it was.
Okay, I'm telling you, I had people that were there.
I think the UNC game was a little bit louder than the Iowa game, just because there were more people. It was a sellout for UNC. It was 13,000, which, by the way, is a women's attendance record for IU.
That's two big games in a row that they've broke the record.
It was loud. The Purdue game was twice as loud.
But the game last night was crazy. We obviously we have Quincy here, who is a big Caitlin Clark hater, but Iowa themselves. They've been a good team this year. Again, they've mainly just been running off the back of Caitlin Clark. But I know Quincy hates her, but I can't say anything bad about her really. The fact that she shouldn't have shot half the shots she shot, but the thing is she hits half of them. She makes more than she misses.
The thing about Caitlin Clark,
it's just the thing that really makes me mad is the fact that she does it, because last night. By the way, me and Quincy, I think we talked to producer Jackson about this before. So I'm one of those people that if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go to have a good time. We're gonna go to get front row. We're gonna go.
That's how I am. If I have GA, I didn't have GA for the Purdue game.
Okay, no correction. You wait for me to get there, and then you cut the line because you
don't
want to wait.
That was a one-time thing.
No. That was every home football game. But my point is, I'm that guy. I want to get front row. I want to, kind of feel like what it's like to be there, get the real experience. And we were there at 4:50 when the game started at 6:30. They opened the doors at 5 o'clock. We literally left our class and we went and got something to eat really quick, and then we left. We got front row student section. Got cool shirts. I wish I would have brought it because it wasn't.
I was thinking of wearing mine to this show, but it's not clean. So
I wasn't really dirty because I had another shirt under it. So it was just like I didn't really wear it that long.
I was going to wear mine, but I didn't.
But so, and then we, they obviously had the posters. It was breast cancer awareness was kind of the whole game theme. And, we had a really fun time with that. We each also made signs that said we fight for, and then we named, each of us had a sign that had a name of the different starter. I had 2 because we were short a guy.
I fight for Grace.
And,
I put and women single, by the way.
Yeah. And
it did get on the Jumbotron.
It did. We all got on the Jumbotron multiple times, but we had a lot of fun with that. Chloe was I luckily got Chloe to sign mine after the game. I tried to get Sydney, but she dipped right before I could get to her. I tried to get him to get Grace to sign it, and then I forgot that I took his Sharpie when we were together because
And he
Chloe
goes-
was closer.
And he goes, "Oh, they're on that side. Let's go to that side of
And
the
guess
court."
where they all
we
ended up
go
coming?
to that side of the court,
Guess
and they
what?
went to where we just were, and we're like, "All right, we're gonna leave."
Yeah, well, you left, but literally as soon as
Me
you
and
left,
Johnny left. Johnny went to the women's game. too.
I walked over there, and as soon as I was like, "Where are they at?" I looked over. Grace was literally right where we were standing.
No,
you could have easily got a sign.
Grace went off. She had
Grace is
29.
ridiculous.
I think she had 26 with 9 rebounds and 4 assists.
Who? Grace?
Yeah.
No, she had more than that. I know that for a fact. She went. Let me double check because she actually. Oh, crap. Where's it at?
Yeah. To get back to Caitlin Clark. So
but-
here's the thing. So Zach Edey is like the most humble person on earth. After he scores, he like never showboats. He's such a great it's not all. It is all about him, but he doesn't make it all about him. Caitlin Clark has to showboat after every basket she makes, and I could count. After every play that did not go her way, she went and complained to the ref.
Well, yeah,
It was
okay.
So
wait, no, I'm gonna talk about this because
That's why I like Zach Edey a
This is
hell
one
of
of
a
my
lot more
favorite
than
things to
Caitlin
talk
Clark,
about.
'cause
First
she's
off,
so annoying.
Grace, yeah, she did go off. It was ridiculous. Grace ended up having 37 minutes, which was crazy. Most of the starters did. I do have to say, I love having some of the people we have. Oh, that is not right. What in the world? Why is this? ESPN, what are you showing me?
If you want to go,
No,
if
so
we
that
wanna
was
look
the
at
totally wrong thing. So anyway, she actually
Mackenzie had 24, Grace
Grace
had
had
26,
27,
Chloe
I think,
had
right?
11, most of that on free throws.
Yeah, no,
Sydney
it
had
was
9,
crazy.
Yarden had
Okay,
8.
Sydney. So that's what I was gonna say. Yarden. First off, she was our starter. She usually plays the 2. Sometimes she plays the 3. It depends. But by the way, she's a freshman. She's ridiculous. She's 6'3". She is a freshman, and she has the highest 3-point percentage in the Big Ten. She was at 500 last week. She was at 4. I think she was at .496 before this game, and then I'm pretty sure that she went 2 for 3 last night. But what I don't understand is Yarden's a starter. She had 24 minutes. Sarah, who, by the way,
She played
absolutely
really well
amazing.
off
She was
the bench.
amazing. She ended up having
had
8
8.
points. But yeah, she played really well off the bench. But she had 33 minutes. Like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well start her. And thank God she left Minnesota because I couldn't have stood her if we had to play against her. But no, so this team, I will say I wasn't disappointed with some of the play. Like, for instance, I feel like a lot of the times, and I do like we still won and we still played really good as a team, but like a lot of the times we see a big part of what really has worked for us this season is rebounds, give it to Sydney, let her push the court, let her find, because she's like Jalen. She's a very good field general. You let her.
Sydney only played 21 minutes. She only played half the game.
Well, it's because she got 4 fouls really quick. She had 4 fouls in the
She
third.
did end up fouling.
She didn't foul out.
Yeah, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
She didn't. She had 4 fouls.
I swear she fouled.
No, she came in and then they took her out and they didn't put her
I thought
back
she
in.
fouled out with like a minute left or something.
No, that was in a different game. I was there for that. But no, so anyway, she didn't have that kind of game, but she still is one of the best players in the Big Ten right now. Of course, Mackenzie Holmes is absolutely just an absolute monster with 24 points. She had 6 rebounds. What was really killing us though, and I have to say, I've never seen a worse free throw shooting game in my life. One of the girls on Iowa went 0 for 8.
0 for 8 from
and
the free throw
she
line.
literally, it wasn't even like it was close. It was like she would barely hit the front of the rim or she would hit the backboard and it would bounce off.
And we won by 9.
We won by 9, so think about that. By the way, Caitlin Clark also missed 3, and we also missed a bunch. Mackenzie missed 2. Chloe missed 2. Grace missed 2.
Caitlin Clark 3 of 11 from 3.
Yeah, she hit.
That
3
is why
big ones.
Iowa lost. They shot 6 of 23 from 3.
Yeah, they shot really bad, and she was. We were super smart about. That's one thing I will say. Sydney and Chloe are one of the best backcourt duos you can have for perimeter defense because Chloe was up on Caitlin to make sure she couldn't shoot, and then they'd set a screen and Sydney was immediately right in her face.
Caitlin Clark.
They have the height over her, which is great.
Caitlin Clark
she's so good at just getting against shorter people, shooting the deep 3, and nobody can guard her. But you get Sydney Parrish, who's 6'2". You get Chloe, she's 5'11", but she's still she's got the length with her arms. So it was a great defensive thing to watch because every time I watch Iowa this year, because don't get me wrong, I hated Caitlin Clark in this game because she was playing against us, but she's amazing player to watch. Like, her skill level is ridiculous. And, just every game I'd saw of her, she'd just pull up and make it. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
So
it's like Steph. But we ended up coming out. We played really, really good. I think we ended up, by the way, each of the first 2 quarters were tied at the end. 19-19 at the end of the first. We both teams scored 20 in the second quarter. We went into the halftime tied at 39. And then we do what we do almost every game as the women's team do. They really, really just finished strong. We ended up 23 in the third. They only got 18. Then we got 25, and they got 21.
That is a sign of
it was
good
fantastic.
That's a sign of good coaching.
Terry is a fantastic
when
coach.
When your team comes out and
her.
plays well, that's a sign of good coaching.
But she's just the all around this team has just been really good about, they haven't had to really tap in to their bench, which I think is something that a lot of teams don't have the upper hand of doing. Iowa tapped into their bench a lot because Caitlin Clark literally was out for a total of, I think, 45 seconds that game. She played the entire game because she's their player. Like, they don't have anybody else. And it was crazy. So Iowa had to tap into their bench a lot to get their other stars circling in and out. And I mean, like we said, we had a total of 7 players play in this game. So it was something that was really cool to watch, that we can play at such a high level with not having to sub out as much. But yeah, our team played really good. Our student section was alive. I really think we're going to look good as UConn is playing South Carolina tomorrow. Really? And they are both undefeated.
No, they play LSU.
Or that's what I meant, LSU. And they're both undefeated. One's 1, one's 3. So whichever one loses is most likely going to
whoever wins
secure our spot at number 2. So that'll be good. And I probably will end up watching that game. But yeah, I mean, our girls are up next. Oh my gosh, where are they? Oh, that's right. Their next one is at Ohio State. So the women are taking Ohio State, which is going to be a big one. We beat them pretty bad. But Ohio State does have home field advantage here, home court advantage. And I will say Ohio State has lost quite a few since then. They were actually undefeated. And then they just fell off. I think they lost 4 in a row. Yeah, they lost to us and then lost 3 straight. Our next home game.
They lost the game before that.
Correct. Yes.
Iowa,
yeah, that's true. So they lost against Iowa.
I will say
and
this,
then
though.
we play Michigan as our next home game, which I know I'm going to because Michigan's actually decent. They're as good as Iowa. But yeah, I think I do have to say the uniforms were so sick last night. Those are my all-time favorite uniforms.
The pink ones?
The ones that were white with the pink and like the cursive. But yeah, we look really good. And I will say this right now. We've already talked about it. If they secure the number 1 seed, we will definitely be going to the home court advantage games because whoever's the number 1.
They just have to be a top 4 seed.
No,
because the top, if you're a top 4 seed, then you will host both games if you win.
Correct, but if you win, I'm just saying. But like,
so
we're gonna win. So we'll stay number 1.
Oh,
we'll be a number 1
They're gonna
seed.
drop to 16.
No, they're not.
kidding.
That's what I'm saying. They'll be in top 4. So yeah, we're both gonna go to that because I think tickets are pretty cheap for that.
The big question though is with the men's team and the women's team, are they gonna beat their respective top 5 opponent? How well will they fare on the road? How well is IU gonna play at Mackey Arena?
And
how well are they gonna play?
Well,
at
first
Iowa?
off, Indiana is already proved. The girls have already proved, or the women have already proved that they can beat at Mackey, so that's not a problem.
Well, because Purdue's women's team's not very good.
They're not that bad. They're 16-7. They're one.
They're
I think they're 4th in the Big Ten.
They're decent.
But my point is that yeah, we're gonna the biggest test we're gonna have is Iowa. We have to play at Iowa, and that's something that again, having watched Caitlin Clark most of the year just because of her talent, and looking at. I am one of the rare people that will watch WNBA games, so I definitely have been really keeping a close eye on this year. Like with Mackenzie being a senior, Grace being a senior, Caitlin is a junior, but she could easily declare. Definitely some things I really want to keep an eye on because Caitlin could honestly go number 1 right now.
I'm pretty and this might
she has just been electric when they play at Iowa. She doesn't miss.
This might be an overstatement, but women's players might be able to get more money and attention playing in college than they can in the WNBA. I guarantee you that
it's 100% true.
They can get more NIL money and viewership. I guarantee you there were more people at that IU game yesterday than there are at any.
Well, that's
WNBA
already been
game.
proven. The WNBA loses almost $100,000 a year.
So I mean,
and the women get paid less than $100,000.
But pivoting back to the men's team, they're hot as hell right now.
Well, we're going to need to move on because we don't have as much time. And we already talked about Purdue.
Yeah.
I feel like the NIL deal, though, could be really helpful and beneficial for
Oh,
the WNBA.
yes. Well, that's what we were trying to point. And
They'll
people don't listen.
They'll get
that's what makes me mad.
They'll get more like recognizable. Like
I've said
everyone
this.
knows who Caitlin
I would
Clark is.
rather have a Sydney Paris jersey than a men's jersey because everybody buys the men's jerseys and like yeah they're cool but like I feel like the women's jerseys like they now have the names on the back, right? The men aren't doing that yet, and it's like why? There's no point in that. And I feel like the men have had so long where they get so much money. Now they're gonna start making so much money, and it's like. It's a jersey.
They don't have
like,
the names on the
You can wear it
back.
either way.
They
Sydney's
sell.
getting hers.
They sell ones with the name on the back, but like the team doesn't wear them on the back.
Yeah, but they charge extra for that.
It's because of the Yankees. They're like, well, we don't wear the name on the back because it's all about the team.
No, it's not that. It's like the men charge extra. You have the jersey. You have the jerseys for men. And
I
then
didn't even say it was a problem.
You have the Indiana jerseys, and then you have the ones with the names on the back where they charge like $30 extra. Sydney's jersey is just her jersey. Like that's it. There isn't like one with no name, one with a name. And I think
Well, you can. Well,
and
like my friend has
you
an
can custom.
IU.
Yeah.
My friend has an IU #1 jersey. He's like,
Correct.
oh, it's a Jalen Trevino jersey.
Yeah, but you know, it's just I think that I've been supporting this for quite a few years now, and I think that it's a big thing that now people are kind of starting to realize is that the women are more interesting than the men. I'm sorry. If I had to choose right now to either go to all of the women's game this year or all the men's games, I would have chose the women easily. And I know that there's been big games for the men like Purdue and how they rush the court and all of that, but I've never been to a women's game and been disappointed. I've been to a men's game and been disappointed.
that was I hadn't gone to any women's games before.
And that's why I dislike because most people have that mentality of, oh, why would I go to a women's game? Like, it's
No, I just hadn't done
and
that.
I understand that, but like, I don't understand. I don't understand you.
To the
You
people
paid
that are like
$90 to go to the Purdue game.
to the people that are like, oh, no one cares about women's basketball. Maybe your
They're
school,
better.
maybe your school doesn't. Maybe your state doesn't.
Yeah, maybe your state doesn't, but
Indiana does.
Basketball is life. I'm sorry, basketball is life in the state. That's kind of what we
I'll
do.
say this about the men's and the women's team: the way that both of them are playing. There are very few, if any, teams in the country that can beat them.
If I'm being honest right now, we probably
For men and women.
we are probably one of maybe 2 or 3 schools in the country that have one of the best men and one of the best women's basketball teams. South Carolina's men team is not good.
They're bad.
UConn's men team is decent. Women's team is decent.
UConn's men's team.
Men's team is decent. Purdue, Purdue's basketball team right now is good, but like historically they're not. Like I mean. Just this year alone, we've proven that we are exactly what we are. And I'm telling you right now, if there's one school that I feel in both men's and women's could make a push to a national championship with how they're playing right now, it would be IU. And it's not because I go here. It's just you have to look at it. I mean, the men's team has won 7 out of 8 in the last 8.
Well, think
the women's team hasn't lost a game except for one, which is an absolute bullshit game because they were literally down 4 of their 5 starters.
Well,
they played Northwestern.
The thing about the men's team, though, is possibly next week we can dive into bracketology since there might not be.
We'll dive more into that.
There
as
might not be much
closer.
going on next week,
but
so
we do need to move on to NBA here.
But here's the thing of the way it's setting up. Basically, the top 20 teams in college basketball, they're all pretty evenly matched. Like a lot of years, it's like, oh, it's this pack of maybe 7 that can win it all, but no one else is really going to touch them.
And that's where you're wrong.
The whole ranked list for the men, it's like anyone could beat anyone on that list. I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's been proven.
What I'll say about the men's remaining schedule is they have 4 of their next 5 on the road. They are at Michigan this Saturday and at Northwestern Tuesday. I think they can win at Michigan and at Northwestern because those are 2 kind of teams. And then it's Illinois at home.
This is the only time he's actually agreeing that Michigan is kind of
It's
Michigan basketball this year.
Yeah,
it's okay, and then it's Illinois at home. They already whooped the shit out of Illinois on the road, and then their 2 toughest games back to back in a 4-day span. It's at Michigan State and at Purdue. I'm gonna say those are the only 2 games we lose the rest of the year.
Yeah, but that's not going to look good because we'll probably then if we lose both of those games, we'll probably go into the Big Ten tournament as the 4th seed.
Well, currently they are tied for 2nd with Northwestern,
Correct.
Rutgers, and Michigan. I mean, it's so tightly packed. If they win their next 3, which I think they will.
But then if they lose their next 2, I don't know.
Here's the thing. I did look. You can get Big Ten tournament tickets for $25 if your school is playing in that session. So
we are possibly
we might
going.
have
A Bloomington
Buddies episode at the United Center.
Yeah, we may be doing a video there, maybe a vlog or something like that, but it will depend.
Because we both live closer
we live
to
near
because it
Chicago.
switches between Indy and Chicago every
each
year, and we live closer to Chicago.
Yeah, so we can get to oh my gosh, tickets for $10 each, and yeah, that would be fun. But all right, so we are just gonna have to move on to something else real quick.
Oh yeah,
we are
and
running
the
short,
Super Bowl is like 2 days away.
Yeah,
so.
we'll talk about that. We're saving that for last. That is the big thing. Yeah, that big game that we kind of talk about every year. But all right, I have to talk about these things because this is something I watch very closely in any sport. But trade deadline is one of my favorite things to look at because, and you will probably get a video sometime tonight on my channel. Of me just literally going deep dive into these trades because I usually wait until the day after the trade deadline so that everything is finalized because otherwise I'll do a video and then I'll exit out and then like something like the big trade that we're about to talk about happens. So we're going to go ahead and start with, we're going to go from newest to kind of oldest in like the last couple of days.
This is going to be mostly Eddie talking, but before he talks, the Bulls did jack shit
I know.
over the trade deadline. I mean, either sell or buy. Do something.
You guys actually had a really good trade proposal on the table and you ignored it. Because I'm pretty sure you guys had talks with the Lakers where you gave up Zach LaVine and you were going to get you guys had to give up Zach LaVine and like some other
people have wanted to trade LaVine, but here's what I don't get. They started so well last year.
Well, no, I think
last
LaVine
year,
is a good player, and I don't think you should trade him. But like the offer was so good, it would have almost been worth
The
it.
thing is, though, it's last year. They started so well. They were the best team in the NBA at points
really
last year.
They were so good.
really good. And then in the second half, they played awful. They had the losing record in the second half. They went in as like the 6th seed. They won like one game against them. They lost like 4-1 to the Bucks. And then they've come out this year and they've just kept playing terrible. So either, but they're still like kind of in the playoff hunt. They're like around 500. Either get an asset and push for the playoffs, or trade for the future.
Correct.
If you do nothing, you're just gonna stay mediocre. I hate it when sports franchises do that.
It's how
when
they do
they're
it.
between contending, when they're kind of a contender, like either prep for the future or trade. Don't just do nothing.
Yeah.
That just
And
pisses me off.
I hate to say it, just to go off topic for a quick second, but that's exactly what the New York Yankees are doing, right?
That's 100% what they're
That's
doing. And
exactly
as a
what they're
Yankees fan
doing.
myself, I'm really pissed about it
Like-
because they're trying to keep everybody they have, but yet they didn't win.
Yeah.
So you need to, don't get me wrong, Aaron Judd was a must.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
definitely need to re-sign him, and I have no problem with the deal they gave him. But I'm sorry, I love Anthony Rizzo, and I think he did really good for us in like the 2 years that he was here, but like he is not, we could trade him, get maybe a pick or even a decent, like another player. Because it's not like he was like the reason we went. You know, it had anything to do with it.
In
But
baseball, you
baseball,
can trade
we're going to
your
talk more about it
aging.
later.
You can trade your aging star,
Correct.
for like an 18-year-old, and that 18-year-old can either never make the MLB,
exactly.
or become
your best AAA player,
best,
you know?
or become like your best player.
Yeah, it would just depend.
Sorry. Didn't mean to-
No, you're all good. You're all
right,
good.
talk about-
so,
talk
all
about
right, yeah.
Kevin
So, like
Durant.
he said, this is mainly going to be me because this is more of my forte. But first off, as a Warriors fan, Gary Payton, welcome back to the Bay Area. I absolutely love you. He is one of my all-time favorite Warriors. Major part of why we won a championship last year. His perimeter defending is arguably one of the best by any guard in the NBA right now. He's great lockdown defense. He suffered a lot of injuries last year, came back just in time to help us win another championship ring. So I was super pumped about that. It actually came in a 4-team deal. It ended up going between the Blazers, the Magic, I think it was. There was I don't have all the details on that right now because I did, but this is just a list of the main trade. They end up getting 5 second-round picks for Gary Payton. They got Gary Payton. They gave up James Wiseman to the Pistons. That's who it was. The Pistons, they gave James Wiseman, and then the Pistons gave 5 second-round picks to the Blazers for somebody. And then Gary Payton was given to the Warriors for, I think it was a second. But yeah, and then another big one, the Lakers and the Orlando Magic struck a deal where Mo Bamba is on his way to the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Magic are receiving Patrick Beverley and a second-round pick. I really, really actually like this trade because the Lakers lineup right now you're about to find out a lot more about these trades, is going to be absolutely ridiculous.
The funniest thing about this trade is Patrick Beverley treated it. It's like, so the two like NBA reporters are Woj and the other guy, Shams or whatever.
Yes.
And Patrick Beverley was like, Woj so much better than Shams, man. Shams is slacking. Mm-hmm. Who else but Shams announces that Patrick Beverley has been
that was fantastic. So. I was mad. We actually, as an IU fan, Warriors almost had a chance to get OJ. I call him OJ just because I literally, for the longest time, I don't know why, I always thought his name was OJ, and then I was like, no, it's OG. But yeah, we almost had a plan to get OG Anunoby.
Really?
Yeah, and they wanted too much. I'm pretty sure it included they wanted, crap, who was it? I cannot think. They wanted 2 of our players and 4 picks. And I was like, no, that's not worth it. And even the Warriors were like, yeah, that's not worth it. So that was a big kind of bust. But like I said, Lakers get Mo Bamba. Clippers, this is a big multiple team trade. Clippers get Eric Gordon. The Rockets get John Wall back, and they get Danny Green, and they get a first round pick swap with the Clippers or the Bucks, whichever is better. And then the Grizzlies received Luke Kennard, which I thought was pretty interesting. Warriors, like I said earlier, they sent James Wiseman to the Pistons for 5 second-round picks, which the Warriors then gave to the Pistons for Gary Payton. Let's see. Other than that, that was kind of that day. There wasn't big. Okay. Lakers did send Thomas Bryant, another fantastic Indiana alum. They sent him to the Nuggets, which was interesting. I thought Lakers got Donovan Reed and a second-round picks in 2025, 2026, and 2029. This was a massive deal.
KD?
No, this is another massive deal.
Oh, Kyrie?
No.
We're just not going to talk about that?
No, we are, but that's later. That would happen before this. This happened yesterday. Or actually, no, this happened today.
What?
Right? No, this happened yesterday. Sorry. Jay Crowder is headed to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team deal. The Nets got 5 second-round picks, adding to their art. I mean, oh my gosh, they've got 3 first-round picks this year. I think they've got 2 next year, and they've got I want to say 3 second-round picks this year.
The Nets got Jay Crowder and then just shipped him out immediately.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. Jay Crowder is going to the Bucks. They get 5 second-round picks, and then the Pacers get Serge Ibaka, Jordan Norum, and George Hill in a second, which is amazing. I think that is a good trade for the Nets because I'm sorry, Jay Crowder is good, but you're literally gonna, dude. I'm actually afraid to see the Nets draft class this year. Another big trade, and here it is. This is by far the most crazy. I like how on NBC Sports the analysis for this trade, it just says legit holy shit. It's what it says. I mean, it's asterisk and shit.
Yeah, it's asterisk.
It's asterisk and shit.
Because the FCC is gonna,
well, it's actually not asterisk. It's S money sign percent sign.
The dollar sign is the S?
Yeah, no. It's the S, then a dollar sign, percent sign, at sign, number sign, and then exclamation point.
Just say shit.
And I just think it's funny. Kevin Durant is now a Phoenix Sun, as if I wasn't scared enough to be in the division I'm in already as a Warriors fan. The Nets received Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Cameron Johnson, 4 first-round picks, 1 in 2023, 1 in 2025, 2027, and 2029.
That is a haul. That's a haul.
Plus 1 swap in 2028. First off,
I know
they also just got 5 more second-round picks for Jay.
That is well worth Kevin Durant.
I agree because you know why? That's the only thing the Phoenix Suns needed.
I think
this is 2017 Warriors. I'm not even joking. Think about
it. Okay, Phoenix. I know y'all have never won. I know y'all have never won a title. I know y'all have had some good teams that have made the NBA Finals. You
are about to win a Finals.
No,
they are about to win a Finals.
You better win it now, because if you don't win it now, you're never winning one.
No, they'll win one next year. They have all these players back.
In these next 2 years, you better win a Finals.
They will.
You're never winning.
I'm telling you right now, if the only team that's standing the only team that is standing in their way right now,
the Mavericks.
No.
Oh, the team that kicked the shit out of them last year.
The team that kicked the shit out of them last year when they literally were missing Chris Paul for 2 of the games and Devin Booker for 2 of the games. Anyway, no, the Nuggets in that division.
My
But I'm talking about the Bucks.
The one thing I know they just got Kevin Durant. My one thing though is the thing that made the Suns a really good team is that they had depth like all throughout the line.
And they still do.
They could put in anyone, but they did lose Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. So.
Correct, and they lost Jay Crowder. But my point is,
and Jay Crowder.
the backcourt is ridiculous. You have Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and then you can throw it into DeAndre Ayton in the paint. Are you freaking kidding me? This is really
you better win your ring now.
This is really this is just like Steph, Kevin, Clay, and
you are
Andrew.
Fucked if you don't win a
crazy.
ring now. If you don't win a ring in these next 2 years, you are fucked.
This was interesting.
You better win it now.
The Knicks receive Josh Hart, and the Blazers get Cam Reddish. Some crazy name dude. I don't know who this guy is. I've never heard of him. Svai Mihakalikiuk. I'm not sure. It's a really weird last name. And a projected first round. Which I thought was funny. Jalen Brunson actually was found out about the at the Josh Hart trade, and he had his Villanova basketball jacket on, and he was flipping out because somebody showed it to him on a phone at the Villanova facility. And then another humongous deal is this is one that's been taking everybody by surprise. The Lakers receive D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. The Jazz get Russell Westbrook. Oh, dude, no. No, my man, JTA is going to the Jazz. I didn't realize he was included. Juan Toscano-Anderson and Damian Jones and a Lakers 2027 first-round pick, either 1 through 4 protected. Timberwolves get Mike Conley, Nikai Alexander-Walker, second-round pick in 2024, 2025, and 2026.
I forget who
this is crazy.
I forget who Patrick Beverly was on this podcast with, but he was talking about how he liked playing in Indiana.
Correct.
And the guy that he was on the podcast with, he goes, the whites in Indiana know basketball.
Yeah,
the whites in Utah do not know basketball.
Well, also, by the way, the Timberwolves immediately released Mike Conley. Like he can literally sign anywhere. So I don't know what. I guess they just didn't want the Jazz to have him.
Guy, Mike Conley.
He is
from Indiana.
But so this was a humongous deal, and I'm actually kind of scared to see all that play out. We will. All right, then. Yeah, this one was pretty big. Nets get cash draft rights to David. I don't even know how you say his last name, but he plays for Napoli basketball in Italy, but they get draft rights to him. And then the Kings received Kessler Edwards, which I thought was an okay pick for them. See another one. Oh, this one was actually pretty big. San Antonio gets Dwayne Demond and a 2028 Heat second-round pick, and the Heat receive cash because they really need the cap with. They're going to have to pay Jimmy Butler.
I love it when teams
and they're going to have to pay.
Cash.
They're also going to. Well, it makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Because the players they're going to have to pay this year is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones, and then of course we are going to talk about
the Red Sox trade Babe Ruth for
cash. Yeah, for cash. And then of course we're going to talk about it really quick. Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks. By the way, had an outstanding performance. I was actually surprised. I mean, Luka was out, so it made sense. But he had an outstanding performance in his Mavs debut. They ended up beating the Clippers. He had 27 points. He looked really, really good. Had a lot of really good plays. So I was really glad to hear about that. Like I said, this is more of what I like to talk about. So we will there will be a video of me rating grade-wise and stuff like that. We just don't have enough time to go through all that right now. All right. So we got about 20 minutes, and that's about good. I think that's about a good time for us to talk about the Super Bowl.
What was the thing you wanted to play?
Huh? Well, you're about to find out.
Okay.
So,
right.
For those of you who know me from back home, you probably have heard that I did a radio show for my high school. By the way, they're still doing that, so go check them out at Dog Pound Chalk Talk and Dirt. So we were more of a radio show, not necessarily a podcast. We were live on our school radio. It was only about an hour. But one of our favorite things to do is we like to, whenever we had big games or anything, we would try to make a game out of it, just like a competition. We were all very competitive people. And one of the things we did for the Super Bowl last year that I think really caught on with some of the listeners we had was I made a document with such things as who's going to be the winner, what's the score going to be. You give me your predictions right now. I write them down. We have them here, and then we can go back and look at them after the game. But some of them are really just like stupid. So like most of them are like, who's going to win? Who do you think is going to win MVP? Blah, blah, blah. But then we get down into what's the first song Rihanna is going to sing at the halftime show, all right? Yeah. We're going to have to take a guess, all right? And stuff like that, right? Yeah, so there's just some stupid stuff. And I by the way, I'm adding another one that I don't have on here, but you're going to love it. And Quincy, you probably already know what it is knowing me. But anyway, so we're going to start off. Jackson, you're included in this because I think this will be fun. First off, we're just starting simple. Who's the winner and what's the score? Quincy, you want to go first?
Eagles win 27-24.
27-24?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. Fair. Jackson, what are you thinking?
So I actually did a prediction exactly like this for a different show. I think I had the exact same score, but I had the Chiefs winning.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So for the sake of continuity, I'll just go ahead and do the same thing, except Chiefs 27-24.
Gotcha. And I respect you for that because as a Giants fan, I definitely do not want to see the Eagles win, and that's why I am also taking the Chiefs.
I just think the Eagles have looked like the better team. They're too hot.
I disagree. The fact that Patrick Mahomes beat the Bengals when he was literally having to hobble around the floor, and he also was missing Mecole Hardman. No, that team is they're literally so good right now. All right, so I'm gonna take the Chiefs, but I'm gonna take 31-24. I think that team will end up pulling through on that. All right, now, depending on who you pick to win, this is going to determine your answer for this one. Who do we think the Super Bowl MVP is going to be? Quincy?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, of course. Jackson, who you going with?
Because I've got the Chiefs winning, I feel like the NFL is going to be suckers for it and give it to Mahomes because he's basically going to be playing on one leg.
I mean, it's a QB award unless
it's not always.
So,
not always, but you have to
Cup
really play well.
You know what? I believe in the script,
To not.
and that's why I'm saying Travis Kelce is winning MVP. It's the Kelce Bowl, buddy. If the Eagles win, it's got to be Jason. I mean, it's got to be.
They're not going to give it to
be.
a center.
I know they're not, but I'm just saying Travis Kelce is probably going to win. I mean, Travis Kelce has now broken the record for most consecutive games. He broke Jerry Rice's record of 2+ touchdown catches. I mean, he should have been in the MVP conversation this year, and he wasn't. All right, first touchdown. Which team, and then who's going to score it? What player? Quincy, you want to go first? First, give me the team, and then give me the player.
Eagles, Devonta Smith.
Okay. That's actually a really good. I actually don't mind that. That's actually a pretty good pick. But Jackson, you got one?
I think it's going to be the Eagles. Give me a QB sneak. Give me Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Hurts in the end zone. I'll go Jalen Hurts QB sneak into the end zone.
See, I kind of want to. I want to pick it just so I can say Juju on that beat. But the thing is I don't think he's actually going to be playing. There's still a game time decision for Juju. So I'm gonna say the Chiefs because I think that they'll win the toss because I think Mama Kelsey secretly has it in for Travis. I think she's favoring Travis, and she's gonna flip that coin toss in his favor.
Linemen.
By the way, if you haven't signed that petition, I haven't. But
linemen aren't.
Got to go sign
real
that. Got to go sign that. Got to get Mama Kelsey. Got to get her to flip the coin because who else is gonna flip it? We're gonna get some rando.
They're not gonna do it. They're like, this is the president of XYZ Corporation.
No. I don't think you understand. Like literally, Roger Goodell watches the New Heights podcast, which is Travis and Jason Kelsey's podcast, and he's commented on it, and he was like, I would consider it. Like he actually would. Why wouldn't you?
Maybe.
There are hundreds of thousands of people that are signing this petition because it would be so cool to think of that the mom gets to.
Well, didn't hundreds of thousands of people petition for Maroon 5 to play the Sweet Victory after the creator of Sweet
Well, that was more of a
died?
joke, but this makes sense. This actually makes sense though. The mom of the two people it's being dubbed the Kelsey Bowl for no reason when literally, I mean it does, but it could be named anything else, but they're just saying that because they're brothers. I'm saying the Chiefs, and I'm gonna say Travis since Juju isn't playing. I'm gonna say Travis. He's been his go-to target. All right. This is you got to give me two Quincy predictions on how many passing yards Mahomes is going to have, how many passing yards Jalen's going to have.
Okay. Mahomes will have 345.
Okay.
And Jalen Hurts will have 292.
Wow, that's very
Because
exact.
the Eagles are more of a running team.
Very true. Very true. All right. What are you thinking, Jackson?
I'm going to go Hurts is going to have... I'm going to go 315.
Okay.
And then Mahomes is going to do... I think he's going to be pretty almost dead even. I'm going to go 330.
Okay.
Mahomes.
And the reason I disagree with Quincy is because, yes, the Eagles are a mainly run team, but with Chris Jones on the D-line, they're not going to be able to do it like they have been. What NFC team have they faced where they run? I mean, they played the 49ers, but they were all
I think the Eagles
injured.
will be leading in the game. I think they'll be running it more in the second half. So
Yeah, but they won't. They'll get stopped and they'll punt and then they'll lose the lead. But anyway, I'm taking Mahomes. I'm taking 390, and Hurts. I'm gonna take 340. I think that it really is going to come down to which quarterback can throw it. All right, now we're going to get more into the fun stuff. What song is Rihanna singing first at the halftime show, guys? I have to say, it'll depend. If she brings a guest, I have a feeling she's probably going to bring Drake, and it's going to be work, but I don't know if she's bringing a guest. They don't ever announce that until the end.
I don't know if that. I feel like that would be more towards like the middle. I don't think she'd start.
No, yeah, she probably wouldn't, but it just depends. But so for me, I'm going to say, I feel like she's either going to come out with Diamonds.
Yeah, that's my pick.
There's so many.
That's my pick. I'm gonna say Diamonds.
Either Diamonds or Shut Up and Drive, because those are both like pretty. I'm gonna say Diamonds. Yeah, I just feel like that's the most.
I'm gonna also say.
What are we thinking, Jackson?
Diamonds.
I'm going with Umbrella.
Oh, duh, I knew I was forgetting another one. It's got to be Umbrella.
It's
yeah.
gotta be Umbrella.
I was between that or I don't know. Actually,
it's
too late. It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late. I'm gonna stick with Diamonds, but it's got to be Umbrella. Yeah. All right. Will there be a streaker at the Super Bowl?
Oh, for sure.
You think so?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think there will. There's been too much crap going on. I'm gonna say no as well. I think that they're gonna be way more cut.
Always find a way on the field.
I know, but I think not every year. There's I don't know. There wasn't one last year.
They did it in the Bucks Chiefs game, but
yeah.
there wasn't. I feel like there's more likely of a chance that there won't be. So I think that would be the safer bet.
All right,
but there could be. The guy that did it last time actually put like a $70,000 prop bet and then did it, but he doesn't win the money because you can't actually do that yourself. Because he got also, even if he won the bet, he was put in jail, so he was gonna have to pay the bail anyway, which is so funny. All right, this one is more up to interpretation. It's kind of a free response question, but name at least one celebrity that you think that they will show on TV at the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with the most safe one because it happens almost every year. One of the Kardashians. Just one of the Kardashians. It doesn't matter which one. Or Jenner, I guess. Okay, I'm going to go...
Wait, it's in Arizona. I'm going to say Kendall or D-Book.
Oh, I've got mine.
Kendall, I'm going to say Kendall or D-Book.
I already know mine.
I'm going to say, because they show a lot of former... this is kind of a cheap way to answer this question, but they always show a lot of, like, former players. Like... When they go through the celebrity list, I
was going for more like celebrities like that are not like on the field or something like We're talking more like because like last year it was they're
probably all gonna you can go first.
I already know for a fact someone's gonna be there. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but it's very strongly implied. But Mike Trout.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be there.
Mike
yes.
Trout.
Oh yeah.
Give me Mike Trout.
I guess I'll go like. Actually, since he's now playing in Arizona, I'm gonna say Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
That's fair. Yeah, that's what I said. I said Kendall. I said Kendall / D-Book since they're married or they're dating. I guess they're not married yet. So you think KD? That's fair. All right. Two more.
Mike Trout's a really good one.
Mike Trout is great. I like Mike Trout.
Since he's an Eagles fan.
He's a huge Eagles guy, so I mean, you know he's gonna be.
He's been to more Eagles playoff games.
I saw that meme. Then he has Angels playoff games, which is so fucking mean, but it's so funny.
It's not even close
funny.
either.
It's not.
It's like 10-3 or something like that. It's not even close.
No, it's nowhere close. All right. Will Gronk hit the halftime field goal kick? I'm gonna say yes because I believe
he's an athlete.
I believe in him.
Wait, how long is it?
I don't know if they announced. I think they said maybe like I feel like it's gonna be like an extra point, so probably like a 30-yarder.
He's an athlete, and he will he's an athlete. He's gonna be practicing. He'll make it.
Yeah, he'll make it. All right, you think so, Jackson?
Yeah.
All right.
It's not gonna be like a fluke thing. It's just like
go out and kick a 60-yarder, Gronk.
Yeah, if it was that, I'm like, no way. But,
okay. Now this one. For my fans out there, okay, and I think most people are gonna love this. I actually didn't type it out, so I have to hurry up and type it out really quick. But how many Whopper commercials are we seeing during the Super Bowl, guys?
Okay,
how many Whopper?
Okay,
Whopper,
so
Whopper?
The thing is they've already leaked the one that they're gonna play.
No. They've leaked one of the ones they're gonna play.
Okay,
every football game there are 3 Burger King commercials.
Is that ad time spot is precious, and they're not just gonna let them run like 10 ads.
Yes, they are. If they're gonna pay them money, they don't care what runs.
Well, there's so many other people that want to pay. I don't think it'll be as many as people are thinking. I'm gonna say 2. I feel like it's going to be lower.
No. Correction. When I say how many Burger King, I mean different. I don't mean the same one.
Oh, then 2.
That was gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
my follow-up question.
Correct. Yeah.
Was it gonna
Not
be
like no, not
how
like the
many
Whopper
Whop-
one showing like 6 times. I mean like different commercials.
How
Yeah.
many Whopper,
Yeah,
Whopper
that would be so
commercials are
hilarious
there?
though. By the way, that is my ringtone. I have officially changed my ringtone to Whopper because it just is stuck in my head. Yeah.
I think.
Are you about to do it too now?
I don't know if this is like.
Oh, he's about to call it. Hang on, I gotta turn my thing up.
Oh
Hang on.
my
Hang on.
God,
That's not your ringtone.
Yes, it
there's
is.
no way it is. There's no way.
We can't afford that.
Yeah, we're
so
gonna
we
get
should-
copyrighted.
we should probably stop.
I'll probably blur that out. But we have evidence
Oh
here in
my
the studio that it is
God,
indeed the Whopper
actually
song.
His fucking ringtone.
As soon as it started playing, I was like, oh shit, we can't afford that.
Yeah,
should
we
stop.
can't.
That's
So don't worry. I'll blur that audio out. But you'll just see Jackson going, oh no way. Yeah, no, I officially changed it to that. So
My roommate sings that every night.
oh, yeah, I do too. Yeah.
It's the best.
By the way, as for those of you who also know me, I'm a big Madden fan and I play a lot of Madden. So like literally there's this TikTok that went around that said Madden 24 is now adding commercials, and it was like a play of a player getting hurt and going to the locker room, and then all of a sudden it cuts away to Whopper, and I was like, yo, that's great.
Every single time we're watching a game in my
Oh,
room,
yeah, it's
and
every
my
time.
and my team loses, eat like a king who's on a budget. I'm like,
Okay,
dude,
dude, literally, that was the one thing that I laughed at during the DeMar. Okay, like DeMar Hamlin thing was super sad, but literally, depending on what channel you watched, one of them went to a Burger King commercial, the other one went to a thing about talking about how people were going to talk about like how to deal with wanting to commit suicide. I was like, okay, whoa, the media people have to be they do this for a living, and they're doing this, like the timing, like one of them is. The Chick King commercial, you know, and it's just like, bro, what? But anyway, so you said 2.
I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2 total though. There's no way they're gonna
Correct.
run like.
I'm
5.
also gonna say 2 different ones.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be like.
There's
I
gonna
feel like
be
it's gonna
2,
show
but they're
probably
not-
like 4 times.
2 is a good.
Yeah, I feel like they'll show like
I'm
each.
going with that,
Yeah,
2 is a
I
good-
feel
So we're all
like
in
total.
agreement.
I feel like total.
there's probably gonna be like 4.
It's a rarity to ever see any Super Bowl commercial like even if it's different.
Correct.
3 different times.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2 total. Like ads the whole time.
Really?
Like, it's
Yeah.
been done before, but
Yeah, it's been done before. By the way, can we?
They're not gonna get to.
Okay,
4.
no, hang on. I do want to talk about because we still got a little bit of time. We'll still be able to talk about the game. Best Super Bowl commercial ever. I have my answer.
Oh, I've got my answer.
Puppy monkey baby. Puppy
Yeah.
monkey baby. Puppy monkey.
Okay,
That's by far the best one.
so I'm a sucker for like the Budweiser horse ones.
The Budweiser,
I'm
the
just-
old Budweiser. ones are better.
I'm just a big sucker for those ads where the dog becomes friends with the horse, and
Oh, that's not what I thought we were going.
I just have a soft spot in my heart for those animal ads.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say
So you're that guy where they put up the ad and you're like, donate $6,000 today. You're like, here's my
Okay,
credit
that
card.
I hate. Okay, the ads for the animal shelters. They're like, donate to save this poor kitten. I'm like, I'm in college, but I want to so badly.
So he does get.
he does get it.
I hate when they do that. When they guilt trip you with the pictures of the kitten.
Anyway, so what's your favorite commercial?
I didn't realize that those ads actually work.
Oh, no, they work. That's why
They
it's so
do.
funny. They
I've
work on
never-
people like him.
I've never actually like donated, but like it
I
makes me
highly
so
don't believe that.
sad.
You learn
I do
something
not
every
believe
day.
that one bit. I feel like
It
he's having
makes
like,
me
I got
sad.
50 cents for you.
No, it
You got
just
a
makes
tip
me
jar?
sad. It makes me so sad.
I will remember.
Because the bad part is, okay, so at the baseball facility that we used to practice at, there was we're
gonna walk outside.
The
There's
guy
gonna
that
be a
was
dog
there.
with a
He
can
had
that
a
says,
cat.
"Need help?"
No, the guy there had a cat, but the cat had no tail. And the reason the cat didn't have a tail is because the main guy that ran the facility saw a guy cut the cat's tail off and like was beating it, and then he pushed the guy off, and then took the cat, and he took the cat in, and the cat was like a main member of the baseball facility, and everyone loved the cat. So I'm not even kidding. That did happen, but.
Jesus.
horrid.
But
anyway,
I'm a big
of course you are
I'm
a
a big
big
animal
All right,
person.
Jackson, what's your favorite one?
So there's always ones that stick in my head. There's 3 in my head right now because another one just came
Oh,
to
yeah.
my mind.
I have multiple in my head, but the puppy monkey baby has got to be one of the best.
For me, it's a toss-up between 2, but I'm gonna pick one right now.
'Kay.
The runner-up for me is the Mountain Dew commercial from last year's Super Bowl with Bryan Cranston.
Correct.
pretending to be Jack Torrance from The Shining.
That was so funny.
He's like every single character.
Yeah.
That was a
funny.
good one.
That one's just like recency bias.
Mountain Dew has the best commercial because Puppy Monkey Baby is also Mountain Dew.
And then my actual favorite one though is it was from years ago. I don't remember what Super Bowl it was from, but rest in peace to the M&M mascots now, because one of my favorite ones was when they played LMFAO's "Sexy and I Know It," because they were talking about like the.
I forgot about that one until he said the M&M mascot. I literally realized where he was going, bro.
He's just like, so it's that kind of party, and he like rips his shell off, and they start playing "Sexy and I Know It."
Oh my god,
That was
that
so
is
bad.
Funny.
that is a good one.
It
That is a
makes
good
me
one.
laugh every time I watch it. It's so funny. Like,
Oh, it was
it's
great.
Like this classy party that they're at, and then all of a sudden the red M&M just comes in. He's like, "So it's that kind of party."
Oh, yes! I can't believe that I literally.
There was
forgot about
another.
that.
There was another Eminem one with Danny DeVito, where like he's no longer an Eminem.
Correct.
Oh my god.
He keeps saying, he's like, "Do you want to eat me? Do you want to see? No one wants to eat me."
That shit was funny. Yeah.
like Danny DeVito's the red M&M or something.
Yeah. All right. So before we head out, let's just go ahead and talk about it. All right. So spread for the game is Philadelphia -5.5, or 1.5. I disagree with that. I think that the Chiefs win and they cover, obviously, because I have the Chiefs winning. So do you. You have them covering.
I have
so,
Eagles by 3, so I
Yeah.
have Philly.
Chiefs Eagles over under is 51. I will gladly take the over. I think that this is going to be this is where I look at it. They both have good offenses and good defenses, so it's either going to be I feel like it's either going to be like the Tom Brady Rams Super Bowl where it's 10-3, or it's going to be the offenses are just going ballistic.
I don't think either one of these teams have a good enough defense for it to be a 10-3 Super Bowl. Like that Rams 10-3 was because both those teams had like really good defense.
Have you seen the Eagles defense?
They're a good defense, but they're not going to hold the Chiefs to 3 points.
Are you serious? J.J. Redick, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Darius Slay,
That's
Bradbury.
They are the best defense in the NFL, but they're not holding the Chiefs to 3 points.
They're not the best defense in the NFL.
Who's the best?
The 49ers.
Okay, yeah.
The 49ers. By the way, I hate the Eagles and I hate the Cowboys, but shut up, Cowboy fans. You do not have the second best defense in the league. You have the third best defense.
Micah Parsons didn't get any first place votes for defensive. Shut up. God, that's all I heard from
You know what I
Cowboys
do?
fans.
I do have to give a shout out. By that, we should just. I'm gonna really quickly say the awards. First off, Offensive Player of the Year goes to Justin Jefferson. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Bosa. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Garrett Wilson. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sauce Gardner, which is an amazing season for him. He made that Pro Bowl as a rookie. MVP goes to Patty Mahomes. Which I think is so funny. Dude, he is reading from a script in his monologue. It's so funny. Because he obviously wasn't there because he's in the Super Bowl. So it was literally the funniest thing.
And he'll be reading the script of how he's going to lose to the Eagles.
No, he'll be reading the script of how
Because your games are all scripted.
No, he's going to be reading the script of how Jason shouldn't have come out of retirement. So that was a really good. And of course, my main man, I absolutely love it. Brian Dable gets Coach of the Year.
Deserve it.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Very well deserved Coach of the Year.
Okay, so I hate what they're doing with Comeback Player of the Year. Okay, Comeback Player of the Year to me has always been like when they've suffered something that has like threatened their career, or like, and I don't mean in like you sucked and then you just come back and you're now decent.
I disagree
I think
with
Saquon should have won this.
I disagree with this. Geno Smith 100% deserved Comeback Player of the Year.
If Comeback Player of the Year was just, hey, you just played like dog shit.
That's
and then
called coming back.
No, okay, but Saquon went out for a season injury and came back and is the second best running back in the league.
Geno Smith did more for the Seahawks than Saquon
that is not
did for
true.
The
that is not. You know that's not true.
That is true.
He carried us all the way to the playoffs for the most part, and carried us further. And carried us further in the playoffs than the Seahawks.
Because Geno Smith can't do fucking everything.
Okay, and neither can Saquon. That's why Danny Dimes finally started to step up.
No, because Geno Smith, no one thought he was good for like forever.
That's not true. I like Geno.
Because he wasn't really given the chance. And so finally, he came back and played a great year.
Think about it. Alex Smith won Comeback Player of the Year. Why? He didn't like have
he couldn't walk.
Okay, but the point is he had an injury that was threatening his career, like Saquon did. They were scared they were going to have to do surgery on his leg. And it's just like, don't get me wrong, Geno Smith had a great season, and yeah, it was technically a comeback season, but like the amount of votes he won by was ridiculous.
To go back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we are going to go back now.
I think this is the first real Super Bowl where I really don't give a shit who wins. And I think unless you're like a Chiefs or an Eagles fan, no one cares who wins.
Oh, I do. Unless you're, if you're a Chiefs Eagles fan or a
you
hater,
we get it. You hate the
or
Eagles.
you're a hater.
You hate the Eagles.
Yeah. If you're a Chiefs hater,
but
you want the
for
Eagles.
most people, it's like, oh, this team has won Super Bowl ever. This team has won Super Bowl ever, and they both came very recently. One's gonna get another, and one's not. So like, I really don't really care who wins. If I had to pick a team to root for, I would rather see the Eagles win, just because I don't like Mahomes that much.
Which I don't understand that. People say they don't like Mahomes. They have no reason. No, if you were to say I hate
Sorry,
Jackson
sorry.
Mahomes,
I don't like his family. His annoying wife. And
I don't
brother.
like his annoying wife, and I don't like his annoying brother. His family, though, they're actually really nice people. His parents, like they've talked about like on air before and shit. They're actually super funny.
So then just his wife is.
His wife and his brother are absolutely
His
horrible
dad played
people.
the MLB.
Correct. And Patrick Mahomes actually could have easily gone to the MLB. He could be a starting
pitcher. He was
pitcher
at a
right now.
Royals celebrity game.
Yeah. So, but my point
Almost
is that I think Patrick Mahomes is, if anybody in the league right now is going to rival what Tom Brady has done, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes, easily.
Joe Burrow.
No, Joe Burrow's not with the competition he's facing right now. But anyway, so I will say, I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl. We may do a live stream. I know if he doesn't, I probably still will. But yeah, I told you guys I do have to work, but I will get up and do a NFL trade talk video tonight. I may even do another couple other things. I don't know. I got the Harry Potter game finally, which I don't know. Did you get that?
I did not get that.
So freaking gas! It's amazing.
I've heard it's good.
It's amazing.
As my dad would say, I was never a pothead growing up. So
What's funny?
I'm a geek.
What's
I'm a mega
funny
geek.
is so I brought my PlayStation down to Bloomington, and as we're getting ready to go, my dad goes, "Who said you were taking the PlayStation?" I was like, "Mom said I was," and he's like, well, you're never gonna study or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I will. And he's like, fine, but if your grades slip, I'm gonna come and take it. I deadass have used it like twice this whole year. I don't even use it.
I usually
I would have been better off not taking it because I don't even use it.
I use it for TV.
My roommate had a friend stay down, and he goes, "Hey, can I play Overwatch on your PlayStation?" I was like, "Go for it. I don't care." I'm like, "It's free, right?" He's like, "Yeah, it's free for like." So I'm like, "Have fun." So he was down here for like a weekend and played more on it than I have all semester.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. We're gonna be doing a lot of fun stuff. Like I said, we'll see what we can do. We will be back next Friday. Guys, make sure I will put a graphic at the beginning and I'll put a graphic at the end. Make sure to follow us on our social media because we are trying to get quite a few more followers. We're getting close to 100, I think, on Instagram. Aren't we at like 70? I want to say, maybe I'm thinking wrong. TikTok, we've only got like an 8, so we definitely want to get that up. I mean, we do have like 70 or 80 views on our TikToks just from random people, but they're not following. So make sure to follow.
We have 76.
Okay, I knew we were so close.
I
so
think
make
we have
sure
99 on YouTube.
We do. We have 99 subs. We need one more. Come on, guys. Really? By the way, when we did the Natty Championship game live stream, I said I need 2 more subs. I got 2 subs. The next morning I came on,
Jackson,
2 people had unsubscribed.
Are you subscribed?
He is indeed subscribed.
Okay.
I will say I was subscriber number 99.
Really?
Oh, there we go.
Well, because see, I have multiple accounts. I have this one, my own. I have Bloomington Buddies, and I also have what was the one? Oh gosh, I have my one for my other social media account where I just post like graphics and stuff. Yeah. So I subscribed with that one. So I've got 3 different accounts subscribed, and we still are at 99, guys. Come on.
We'll get there.
But we'll get there.
So we need 100 subscribers. And to stay.
Correct. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna do that. So
on my personal YouTube channel, when I got to 1,000, which was great, I had like all my friends like unsubscribed. I got down to like 980 after I got to 1,000, and I was pissed.
Yeah, that's crazy. But all right, so that's gonna be it for today's show. We will be back next Friday. I know that we've got. Well, obviously, we'll be talking about Super Bowl. Probably have a couple more NBA things to talk about as we're getting ready to near the All-Star game. We will definitely have a lot of good stuff to talk about on Friday. But until next time, guys, it was a really, really fun show. Once again, I will put a graphic. I really would appreciate you guys if you guys would subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure to go follow us on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever if you listen to this audio only, and also just our social media. It's at Bloomington_buddies on both Instagram, TikTok. I may try to get a Twitter up for those of you who are more Twitter users. I really don't like Twitter anymore.
I don't either.
It's gotten to the point to where it's not what it used to be. It's not as good as it used to be. But I may try to create one of those if that's more your speed. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys listening. I know Quincy does as well. But yeah,
I do.
For Quincy and our fabulous producer Jackson, I'm Eddie, and we'll catch you guys next Friday.